All right, y'all, I'm back real quick. I'm actually done aerating my brother's property here. Like I say, this is the aerator that I'm using. It's Aeration lawn air. It's a good aerator, real good. Like I said, got the lawn roller on the front and the tines on the back. But I'm gonna just walk through and basically just show you all how I opened the soil up a little bit. Now I know my brother Laylaw just said he used to have some aeration done. Look, pull some good plugs. Yeah. But my brother Laylaw say that he used to use a well-known company. They aerated his yard and they charged them for putting grass seed down, and they did not put grass seed down. I even got a lot of the plugs over here in this area. Back up around here. But a lot of your big companies would do that. They will aerate and then they'll charge you for overseeding, which a lot of times they will not do. And the reason that they do that is because one of the things you could do or is good to do is go ahead and overseed or fertilize after you aerate. My brother actually asked me, was I gonna overseed? And I told him no, I'm not gonna overseed today. Reason being is because his soil was so compact. I need to give the soil time enough to level out, to uncompact itself. If I overseed right now, the same thing that I showed you all earlier with them putting down the grass seed and then not actually building a good root zone, that's what would happen, because you still have compaction in the soil. I just aerated. Granted, those seeds would get down into these holes, grow some good root zones and stuff like that, but I don't just want it in certain areas. I want it throughout the whole lawn. So I'm gonna give this lawn time enough to decompact, open itself up before I come in and do any overseed, any fertilization, any weed control. And like I say, one of the things as far as like with lawns where a lot of people mess up, they don't give the lawn time enough to do what it's supposed to do. They don't give the product time enough to do what it's supposed to do. They rush everything, or they rush a lot of their applications. So their applications actually work against each other rather than working together. So when you put product down, you want to give yourself roughly about 4 to 6 weeks to make sure that the product does what it's supposed to do. And it's basically working its way out of the soil and out of the grass blades by the time you put your next application down. Because if you think about it, some people will try to overseed, and then right behind overseeding, they'll come back with a weed control. Your weed control is going to kill your seedlings, because your seedlings haven't developed a root zone good enough for the grass to know, okay, this is not for me. I can continue doing what I'm doing. That's for somebody else. But the seedlings is gonna be trying to suck up everything that they get in contact with because it's trying to grow. You know what I mean? If you look at seedlings, you can look at them like a baby. Anything you give an infant, they're going to try to put in their mouth. But you can't do that with somebody that's grown and knows better. I don't know who had that. That ain't mine. Mine are the orange ones up there and some of the blue ones over here, but mine got Home Depot on them. But yeah, you can't give those same things to an adult. Adult will be like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm not finna eat that. So you have to look at your seedlings the same way. Your seedlings are trying to suck up everything that is put into it because, like I say, it's trying to grow. Your established grass is like, okay, I know that's not for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and block that out. That's weed control. Your weed control is basically like seedlings. So your weeds are basically just trying to soak up everything because they trying to take everything from the grass. You know what I mean? They trying to get everything that is put into the lawn. They're trying to take it away from the grass. So when you put your weed stop in there, your weeds are like, yeah, let me go and get that. Let me go and get that. So the grass like, hey, have at it. That ain't for me, no way. Go ahead and get that. And that's how you kill your weeds off. But you can't do an overseed and then come right behind the overseed maybe a week later and put down weed control. You're basically fighting your seedlings against weed control, and you're not going to grow any grass. So you want to give that time enough to do what it's supposed to do. If you want to do weed control first, you can put your weed control down, give it about 4 to 6 weeks to let it work its way through the grass, through the weeds, grow in through the weed blades. Go ahead and kill the weeds off, and then you can go ahead and do a aeration if you want to go ahead and aerate. If not, if you don't have that compaction, you can go ahead and come back and do your overseed at that time. But remember, you want to give before you do your overseed, you want to do another application of starter fertilizer. You have regular fertilizer for your established lawn. If you're overseeding, you have new seedlings that are about to come in. So you want to put down a starter fertilizer to get your seedlings off to a good start. It's still fertilizing the rest of your lawn. It's still a fertilizer, but it has extra nutrients in it to help those seedlings grow. Again, like a baby. You know what I mean? You got your milk, your applesauce and things like that, your Gerber, stuff that you give your child, stuff like that to help your child grow strong and healthy. The same thing with your lawn. You want to make sure that your lawn grows strong and healthy. That way, any disease or anything like that tries to attack it, it can fight it off. You know what I mean? Any weeds that try to come up, like this here, your weeds, I'll go ahead and let you all know this. When weeds grow in your lawn, it does not mean that you have a bad yard. What weeds are telling you is that you have space in your lawn between your grass that's allowing it to grow. Weeds just basically tell you that your lawn is not as full as it should be. Because a full, thick lawn will actually smother weeds and they won't be able to grow because they will have no room to grow. So that's all weeds are really telling you. So the less amount of weeds that you have in your lawn, that basically lets you know, if it's in certain areas, mark those areas. That way you know where you need to, do a little bit of work with some overseed, with some starter fertilization and stuff like that. Whatever areas that your weeds tend to grow in, go ahead and hit that area with some a little bit of starter fertilizer and some overseed. Go ahead and try to get that opening covered up with with grass seeds. But like I say, you can see all those plugs, and like I say, you can rake the plugs out. You don't have to. You can leave them on the lawn, let them decompose back into your lawn, because at the end of the day, it's just soil. So it's not bad, it's just soil. As you water it, it'll decompose back into the soil, but it's on top and it's letting that soil up underneath. Go ahead and slide over and be able to loosen it up. All right? So that's all you're doing with your core aeration. And like I say, I'm going to core aerate my yard next year. I'm going to core aerate it. I'm going to level it as best way as I can. And all that stuff. But I just wanted to come on to show you all, because I know I talk about core aeration in some of my videos. So I just wanted to actually show you all what core aeration looks like. And just to basically let you all know what it does when it pertains to your lawn. All right? So if you got any questions, any comments or anything, let me know. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and get this aerator back over here to Home Depot. Go ahead and load up the whip because I got about 5 yards I got to knock out today. So, like I say, if y'all need me, holler at me, hit me up. Other than that, I'll get with y'all later on. King Wrecker. One love.